And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. So guys, yet another Monday morning of this season and a smile firmly planted on this face as Liverpool have won the League Cup for a record 10 times. Absolutely over the moon. A lot of emotion yesterday watching that game, and I think all of you guys as supporters as well probably feeling the exact same emotions, but so proud of this team. And as I was stating to family members and friends yesterday, I did state it that probably, in terms of not the significance of the trophy, but in terms of the pride I felt of the trophy and something that epitomizes this football club, that Carabao Cup win is certainly up there. Close, not quite above it, but close to, of course, 05 when we went on to win the Champions League. There's been so many beautiful moments and we've had a trophy-laden history, but certainly that is probably up there with one of them in terms of the pride I felt and how proud I felt of our players representing that football badge. So absolutely fantastic to see, and as stated, Liverpool, Carabao Cup champions. However, hopefully that is just the start of this. Of course, we're still in 3 more competitions. Round of 16 of the Europa League. Of course, top of the table in the Premier League at this moment in time, and we are back in FA Cup action this week as we take on Southampton. So again, there is a lot more to play for, and Jurgen Klopp's bow out hasn't happened just yet. There's still plenty more moments and hopefully plenty more trophy lifts come the end of the campaign. But on that game in general, guys, I've done a deep dive on Panenka, our sister channel. Basically, guys, it's an LFC deep dive channel. We do put a lot of work and a lot of money into it, so if you haven't already subscribed to it, do check out our most recent video. It will be a deep dive on the Carabao Cup final. But just to give you it briefly here, so proud of every single one of them players. As I said, the young players that came onto the park were absolutely fantastic for us. But the players that obviously stole the headlines, Keller, honestly, unbelievable throughout that match. I think made 9 huge saves in that game. Of course, within the middle of the park as well, Endo, we're going to get to him in a moment. Virgil van Dijk from the back, I think had a 91% pass accuracy throughout the game. And that wasn't just sideways and backwards passes. That was passes to try and, with attacking impetus on them. And of course, scoring the winner as well. What a captain's moment, and really leading by example. Another fantastic performance from him. And just everybody in general within that team. Luis Diaz. I can't even pin solo out everybody, but yeah, just such an amazing performance from this from the football club, and I'm such a proud Liverpool fan this morning. So yeah, super happy. Yet another trophy on the board, but all eyes now, as stated, it's relentless. It's a relentless schedule. All eyes now, of course, on that game against Southampton in the FA Cup. We are going to talk about injuries a bit later on, but I did want to get to the main headline of today's video. Yes, Liverpool are ecstatic as a £100 million disaster dodged. There was a lot of comparisons within the middle of the park, and a lot that I seen of Liverpool fans on social media was that of Endo and that of Moises Caicedo. Now, again, I do know a few Chelsea fans, of course, as you can probably tell by the accent, you know, lived and brought up down south. Look, they were even admitting that Caicedo, and if you looked at Endo looked like the player that had £100 million spent on him. Bearing in mind, Endo was our third choice in that position. Obviously, our first was Moises Caicedo, and then sort of Romeo Lavia, and then we made the move late on to get Endo because we couldn't facilitate those moves. Now, Liverpool fans are super ecstatic. Liverpool as a club will be ecstatic that we managed to get Endo for a mere fraction of that £100 million that Chelsea spent on Moises Caicedo. £115 million, sorry. Not £100 million, £115 million on him. I think, as I stated, Endo looks levels above within that. And that's coming from Chelsea supporters as well, by the way. And as stated, I think we dodged a bullet big time by not getting that player in through the door. Certainly with Romeo Lavia as well. I've not even seen him this season. I think he's made 1 appearance. So us missing out on those 2 players has been a huge blessing in disguise, because Endo is absolutely amazing, and again showed his worth in that final up against our supposed first choice. So absolute buzzing. Liverpool fans are ecstatic with it as well, and just to see Moises Caicedo there limping off with a runners-up medal as well was, it just made it even more better. So yeah, I'm not sour, but I'm just super happy that we got Wataru Endo instead of Moises Caicedo for 115 million quid. So that's what it's all about. Now, following this, keeping on the subject, of course, of Wataru Endo and the midfield, Ryan Gravenberch, of course, went off injured in terms of stretch. It did look fairly serious at that time. Hoping so that it isn't as serious. And, of course, Wataru Endo was, of course, spotted on a crutch. Now, you know our injury state of play at this moment in time. 9 players out. Yes, 9 first-team players out. And hopefully those 2 aren't serious. What we do know about Ryan Gravenberch, there is no break or anything. It's something to do with his ligaments or something like that. And Wataru Endo, the early diagnosis on that, despite him being on a crutch, he's actually going to be okay. So hoping we get through it, we'll find out. We've got a bit of a week's break. Look, Southampton are no mugs, but if we're going to sacrifice one of the cups or trophies, I don't want, by the way, I do think we've got enough with our youth to go and beat Southampton, but we can give it a little stopgap here against Southampton and maybe rest a few players. And of course, Endo, Gravenberch, those kind of players that are coming through. There's no point risking Darwin Núñez, who did the Grand National, by the way, when Virgil van Dijk scored that goal. I don't think he's too far away from returning. But there's no point in risking Russian players back for that game against Southampton. Just play our youth, play the youngsters that proud. They'll have that momentum. They really made every Liverpool supporter proud in that game. And as stated, I think they will do us a turn and beat Southampton fairly comfortably. My sort of humble opinion, my thoughts. I'm just super confident going into that game as well, despite the injury state of play. But hopefully this week now of just getting a few more players back. We know that a few players aren't too far away, like Dom Szoboszlai, Mo Salah and Darwin Núñez, but there's no point in rushing them back, I think, for that Southampton game. Here's hoping Endo and Ryan Gravenberch aren't too serious, and hopefully this week we'll start to hear players come back and return back to the fold, because we really need them, especially when we return back to Premier League action again. So here's hoping nothing serious, but yeah, all eyes turn to Southampton now, and we are Carabao Cup champions. Buzzing, absolutely buzzing. So proud, and yeah, do let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below with regards to the match yesterday. Describe your emotions, describe how you feel when we won the game, describe how you felt during the game. Just let me know everything down there in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We do produce daily Liverpool content, so yeah, if you are a Liverpool fan, do subscribe, and welcome to the 52,000 of us. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.